Welcome to the critique.
Great to be here.
Today we're looking at Quantum Tapestry, Hawking's Cosmic History and the Observer. It's a really interesting piece on the universe's origins, observation, and Hawking's evolving ideas.
Yeah, fascinating stuff.
Let's just jump straight into the feedback.
Okay.
So first off, the material makes a really strong start about observers retroactively influencing cosmic history. That's a powerful idea.
Definitely grabs your attention.
But there's maybe an opportunity here to weave that concept, that kind of radical implication more consistently through the science bits to really amplify its impact, you know?
Okay, I think I see what you mean. It's stated clearly up front.
Right, the cloud of possibilities idea is there, the philosophical side is mentioned.
But maybe it feels a little like trivia, like a reported fact, rather than the huge paradigm shift it really is.
Exactly. It's presented almost as just an outcome, when it really sort of reorients everything, our place in the cosmos, how we even think about reality.
So the reader understands it intellectually, but maybe doesn't feel the weight of it, the visceral shift.
Precisely. The philosophical depth, that active role of the observer, it could land with a bit more, well, heft.
So how could we do that? How could we integrate that sort of philosophical, almost existential weight more deeply, without losing the science, of course?
Well, one thought is to frame Hawking's evolving ideas not just as scientific steps forward, but as direct challenges. Challenges to our gut feelings about time, about reality, even consciousness.
Okay, so lean into the disruptive nature of the ideas more consistently.
Yeah, so for example, when you talk about the no-boundary proposal,
Right, where before the Big Bang is nonsensical.
instead of just stating that, maybe linger on it. What does that mean for a universe whose beginning is tied to the questions we ask from within it? Pose that connection more directly, perhaps.
Ah, okay. Sort of draw the reader into that implication right there.
And then later with the wave function of the universe.
Encoding all possible histories.
Yeah. After explaining that, maybe circle back explicitly to that cloud of possibilities analogy again.
And emphasize that our existence, our observation,
Isn't passive. It's part of what actually selects a path, a trajectory from that huge cosmic wave function.
right, make our role feel more active in the description itself. Otherwise, it might just slide past the reader, that profound implication.
I think so. And one more quick example when describing Hertog's point about predictions needing to come from within.
Yeah, the internal perspective.
Maybe just elaborate a tiny bit more on what that means for history. Connect our viewpoint directly to the crystallization you mention.
So it's not just a rule for doing cosmology, but it's tied into how history itself becomes definite.
Exactly. These are just, a few ways to potentially help the reader really feel that paradigm shift, not just understand it.
Okay, that makes sense. Shifting the focus a bit then.
Let's talk about strengthening the core argument for Hawking's model itself.
Right.
The piece does a good job outlining Hawking's unique approach, but I think there's a real opportunity to make the case for the no-boundary model even stronger by comparing it more directly with the rival models you introduce.
Ah, the bouncing cosmologies, cyclic models section.
Yeah, that section feels a little separate right now. It lays out the alternatives, which is good.
But it doesn't fully use them to show why Hawking's approach is compelling, or elegant, or solves problems in a unique way.
Exactly. It feels like a missed chance to sort of preemptively tackle counter-arguments and really underline why Hertog is backing the no-boundary idea so strongly.
Okay, so the suggestion would be integrate more direct comparison, even brief comparison?
I think so. Frame those alternatives as a backdrop, a contrast that makes the strengths of the no-boundary idea really pop.
Right. Use the other models to sharpen the focus on Hawking's, not getting lost in the weeds of the alternatives, but using them strategically.
Precisely. So concretely, when you explain how the no-boundary proposal gets rid of singularities by sort of rounding off the past,
Like the South Pole of the Earth.
maybe contrast that directly with how, say, bouncing cosmologies try to avoid singularities.
Okay, how would that look?
You could briefly say something like, while bouncing models avoid a singular start, Hawking's offers a fundamentally different way to handle the singularity problem in general relativity.
And Hartog points out how neatly it links up with inflation. Something like that?
Exactly. That direct comparison immediately clarifies the unique angle.
Okay, I see that. And maybe we could do something similar with inflation itself?
How do you mean?
Well, when you explain that the no-boundary wave function seems to favor universes that inflate,
Yeah, a key point.
maybe briefly mention how the rival models handle inflation, or perhaps the challenges they face in explaining it.
Ah, yes. That would really underscore why Hertog sees it as such a natural complement to Hawking's framework.
It differentiates it more clearly from the competition, highlights its predictive power in that area.
Definitely. And one last thought on this point. Instead of just saying critics like Neil Turok back other models,
Yeah?
maybe hint or even state that Hawking's framework actually tackles some of the same issues those other models are trying to solve.
But from a distinct quantum gravity perspective.
Right. Showing how it engages with those same deep questions, but offers a different kind of answer. That proactive stance really strengthens the argument for why the no-boundary proposal is significant.
Okay, makes sense. Using comparison to strengthen the core case.
Exactly. Now, let's shift gears slightly again to the narrative flow.
The story of Hawking's thinking?
Yeah. The piece lays out the different parts of Hawking's theory clearly. The critique of the multiverse, the no-boundary proposal itself. But there's an opportunity, I think, to build a more explicit, more compelling narrative arc of his intellectual journey. Specifically, how his critique of the multiverse really kind of led to the no-boundary proposal.
You mean the causal link between them?
Yes, exactly. Right now, the sections are sequential, which is logical.
But it feels a bit like topic A finished, now here's topic B.
Kind of, yeah. Rather than showing that topic A, the dissatisfaction with the multiverse, was the direct catalyst for topic B, the thing that made the no-boundary proposal intellectually necessary for him.
Ah, okay. So really emphasize the why. Why did he move from critiquing one idea to proposing this radical new one?
Precisely. So the suggestion here is to frame his development explicitly as a response to scientific problems he was grappling with.
Show the dissatisfaction driving the innovation.
Right. Show that rejecting the multiverse wasn't just him being critical, it was a crucial step that basically forced him towards a fully quantum approach to cosmology.
And the no-boundary proposal was his elegant answer to that demand.
Exactly. That creates a much stronger sense of intellectual momentum.
So how could we adjust the text?
Well, after you detail Hawking's critique of the multiverse,
Yeah.
you could add a sentence or two explicitly bridging the gap. Something like, this critique, this dissatisfaction with the lack of predictability, necessitated a radical departure.
Pushing beyond classical ideas to a fully quantum cosmology? Something like that?
Yes, perfect. Use that to really set up the introduction of the no-boundary proposal. It lands with more impact then.
Okay, make the connection explicit. And then, when introducing the no-boundary proposal itself,
Maybe reiterate that connection briefly. Remind the reader that it was precisely this hunt for a testable quantum origin story
spurred by the problems with the multiverse.
that led Hawking here, and explicitly mention that it tackles that catastrophe of non-predictability he was worried about.
Right, so it feels like the logical, almost inevitable solution to the problem he just identified.
Exactly. It makes the progression feel really natural.
Okay, and the wave function piece fits in how?
Their concept emphasize that the wave function of the universe is the mathematical tool that embodies this fully quantum approach.
Ah, it's the machinery that makes the no-boundary idea work.
Right. And it's the tool that allows you to assign probabilities to different universes.
Which directly solves the problem he had with the multiverse, the why this universe question.
Precisely. So you create this really tight narrative: problem, multiverse issues, demand, need for quantum predictive cosmology, solution, no boundary proposal, tool, wave function. It shows the whole intellectual arc.
Got it. That definitely makes the journey clearer and more compelling.
So just to quickly recap the main points.
Okay.
We talked about deepening the reader's engagement with the observer's role, making that philosophical weight felt more consistently.
Right. Weaving it in more.
Then strengthening the argument for the no-boundary model by using those rival models for direct comparison and contrast.
Highlighting its unique strengths.
And finally, enhancing that narrative arc of Hawking's thinking, really showing the causal link between his multiverse critique and the development of the no-boundary proposal.
Making the intellectual journey explicit.
Yeah, these are really just suggestions. ways to build on what's already a strong piece of writing. The aim is just to amplify the impact even further.
Makes sense. Actionable points to consider.
Definitely. So, we really encourage you to think about these perspectives as you revise, and please, feel free to send the updated version back to us.
Yeah, we'd be happy to take another look. Always aiming to help make the work as strong and impactful as it can be.